Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most extraordinary stories of the 21st century, the rise of China over the past 25 years. From a nation once viewed primarily as a manufacturer for the world to a global superpower redefining technology, economy, and geopolitics, China's journey is nothing short of remarkable. Before we begin, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss stories that shape our world. The year 2000 marked the dawn of a new millennium, and China, often dismissed by the world as a land of laborers and low-cost factories, was quietly preparing to redefine itself. To the casual observer, it seemed a nation still grappling with the legacy of the 20th century, struggling with population density, urban migration, and an economy still tethered to traditional industries. Yet, beneath the surface, a profound transformation was underway. Across sprawling cities, in industrial complexes that stretched as far as the eye could see, and in the hearts of millions of ambitious citizens, a vision was forming, one that would take 25 years to realize, but would ultimately position China as a global superpower. From the outset, China's approach was methodical, relentless, and multifaceted. The country's entry into the World Trade Organization in 2001 was not merely a bureaucratic milestone. It was a signal to the world that China intended to compete on a global stage. It opened the floodgates to foreign investment and technology, enabling domestic industries to learn, adapt, and evolve at an unprecedented pace. Factories multiplied, ports expanded, and urban centers swelled with workers migrating from rural provinces, each person carrying hopes of opportunity and advancement. Cities such as Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Beijing began to emerge as centers of ambition and modernity, their skylines transforming almost overnight from flat landscapes to dazzling arrays of steel, glass, and neon. While infrastructure and economic growth were paramount, China's leadership also understood the importance of projecting soft power. The 2008 Beijing Olympics became a defining moment in this narrative. The meticulous construction of the Bird's Nest Stadium, the synchronized ceremonies, and the spectacular fireworks displayed on a global stage were far more than a sporting showcase. They conveyed a message that China had arrived. This was a nation no longer content with observation. It demanded recognition. Through the Olympics, China demonstrated its organizational prowess, technological capability, and cultural sophistication, signaling that its rise was both deliberate and inevitable. Parallel to these achievements was the country's technological awakening. In the early 2000s, China's global reputation was still tied to manufacturing. By the mid-2010s, however, it had begun to pivot from production to innovation. Companies such as Huawei, Tencent, and Alibaba became global names, their influence stretching far beyond Chinese borders. Innovation hubs like Shenzhen evolved into the Silicon Valleys of the East, where engineers, entrepreneurs, and researchers collaborated on cutting-edge technologies ranging from telecommunications and artificial intelligence to biotechnology and renewable energy. The adoption of digital payment systems, mobile applications, and e-commerce platforms transformed everyday life for hundreds of millions of citizens, creating a society where convenience, connectivity, and technological fluency were deeply embedded in daily routines. China's infrastructure development continued in parallel with its technological surge. High-speed rail networks connected distant provinces in hours, previously inaccessible regions now integrated into the economic heartbeat of the nation. Urban planning projects turned sprawling metropolises into smart cities, incorporating advanced traffic management systems, renewable energy grids, and environmentally conscious designs. Bridges, airports, and highways were constructed at scales that defied previous engineering expectations, reflecting not only ambition but a capacity for execution rarely seen elsewhere. These physical and technological infrastructures became the arteries and veins of a country rapidly transitioning from emerging market to global powerhouse. By the mid-2010s, China was also asserting itself on the international stage through the Belt and Road Initiative. This ambitious project was a multi-continental strategy to expand trade, investment, and influence. Ports in Africa, railways in Central Asia, and infrastructure across Europe exemplified China's vision of connectivity and economic integration. While some critics question the motivations, the initiative undeniably extended China's global reach and demonstrated an ability to enact large-scale projects with speed and efficiency. These actions were not merely economic. They were statements of strategic positioning, signaling China's arrival as a global player whose influence could no longer be ignored. The domestic social transformation mirrored these external accomplishments. Urbanization created a new middle class, wealth distribution, and opportunities for millions who had once lived in rural poverty. Education became a priority, with STEM disciplines receiving particular emphasis, nurturing a generation capable of sustaining China's technological ambitions. Cultural confidence grew alongside economic strength. Citizens increasingly identified with a narrative of national resurgence, fostering unity and a shared sense of purpose. This psychological shift was crucial, as it reinforced societal cohesion, enabling ambitious government initiatives to be implemented effectively and broadly. Technological achievement was accompanied by significant environmental and energy initiatives. Recognizing the long-term consequences of rapid industrialization, China invested heavily in renewable energy, particularly solar and wind power, and became a global leader in electric vehicles. Urban centers implemented air quality regulations and green initiatives, and research into sustainable agriculture and energy efficiency flourished. While challenges remained, these efforts highlighted China's capacity to confront complex problems strategically, aligning economic growth with long-term sustainability. The year 2020 introduced a new challenge: the COVID-19 pandemic. The crisis tested the resilience of every nation, and China responded with an intensity and coordination that drew global attention. Lockdowns were implemented with precision, hospitals were constructed in days, and resources were mobilized on a scale unseen elsewhere. While countries around the world struggled to manage both the public health crisis and economic fallout, China's response was rapid and decisive, allowing for a faster economic rebound than most other major powers. The pandemic, while disruptive, also became a stage for China to demonstrate its organizational capacity and technological integration in real time, from mass testing protocols to digital tracking systems. Post-pandemic, China's trajectory did not falter. Economic growth resumed, technological investment accelerated, and global influence continued to expand. By 2025, China had achieved a status few could have predicted a quarter-century earlier. Shanghai's skyline gleamed with skyscrapers reflecting both ambition and achievement. High-speed trains operated at speeds that rendered traditional travel almost obsolete. Cash transactions were increasingly replaced by digital currency. Facial recognition became common, and the nation's technological footprint extended into nearly every aspect of daily life. The label, "Made in China," no longer implied cheap manufacturing. It symbolized innovation, reliability, and global integration. China's rise over these 25 years was not limited to infrastructure, economy, or technology. It reshaped global geopolitics. The country's strategic investments, combined with technological influence, positioned it as a central player in discussions ranging from trade agreements to climate change policies. Nations around the world were compelled to engage with China as a primary actor, acknowledging that global dynamics had shifted irrevocably. Its voice carried weight in international organizations, its projects influenced regional economies, and its technological standards began to rival or surpass those of traditional Western powers. The social and cultural dimensions of China's rise were equally profound. The population experienced a transformation in lifestyle, education, and aspirations. Urban middle-class expansion brought with it increased consumer power, leisure opportunities, and access to global cultural phenomena. Rural regions, previously marginalized, became integrated into national progress through connectivity, transportation, and economic incentives. Education, particularly in STEM fields, prepared a generation capable of sustaining technological and industrial innovation. Confidence in national identity strengthened, creating a social cohesion that underpinned the country's ambitious initiatives. Despite these extraordinary accomplishments, China's rise was complex and not without controversy. Issues of governance, civil liberties, and international disputes drew criticism and attention. Yet, even these challenges demonstrated the country's ability to navigate internal and external pressures while continuing to advance strategically. Economic modernization, technological innovation, and social transformation continued in tandem, reinforcing a model of coordinated growth and long-term vision rarely witnessed on such a scale. By 2025, the results of this 25-year journey were visible everywhere. China had moved from the role of a manufacturing hub to that of a global innovator and strategic power. Cities embodied modernity and technological sophistication, while rural areas reflected integration into national progress. Its global influence was apparent in trade, technology, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. The nation had not only transformed its own destiny, but had altered the trajectory of the world itself. The story of China's rise is a testament to the interplay of vision, discipline, ambition, and execution. It demonstrates what is possible when a nation aligns governance, economic strategy, technological investment, and social cohesion toward a common goal. From the factories of Guangdong to the financial towers of Shanghai, from rural provinces to high-speed rails stretching across the continent, China's journey reflects both the challenges and the triumphs of rapid, sustained transformation. In reflecting on this 25-year period, it becomes clear that China's ascent is not merely a matter of numbers, GDP growth, or infrastructure. It is a narrative of human ambition and collective effort, of a society that mobilized its resources, intellect, and cultural will to reshape its position in the world. It is a story that serves as both inspiration and caution. Inspiration for the magnitude of what organized vision and effort can achieve, and caution for those who underestimate the strategic patience and execution of a determined nation. As one looks at the global landscape in 2025, it is impossible to ignore the profound impact of China's rise. Its influence permeates economic systems, technological standards, cultural narratives, and geopolitical alliances. The transformation over these 25 years exemplifies how ambition, when coupled with methodical planning and collective resolve, can alter the course of history. The windy city of Shanghai, the innovation hub of Shenzhen, and the historical gravitas of Beijing stand not merely as cities but as monuments to what deliberate, coordinated progress can achieve. China's journey from 2000 to 2025 is, in essence, a chronicle of a nation redefining its identity and capabilities, asserting itself in every sphere of influence, and demonstrating the power of coordinated vision. It shows that transformation is not the product of chance, but of strategy, perseverance, and the willingness to embrace both opportunity and responsibility on a global stage. For the world, China's rise is a signal of a new era, an era where economic, technological, and geopolitical paradigms have shifted, and where the 21st century is being written with China as a defining force. The magnitude of this achievement, viewed in its full context, underscores the unique characteristics of China's path, the scale of population, the integration of technology and infrastructure, the coordination of policy and execution, and the cultivation of social cohesion. Every skyscraper, every high-speed train, every global investment and innovation embodies the cumulative effect of decades of vision and planning executed with precision and tenacity. The story of China is, therefore, not just an economic story or a political story. It is the story of modern ambition realized on an unparalleled scale. The rise of China, as observed from 2000 to 2025, represents an epochal shift in global dynamics. It is a story of audacity, persistence, and execution, of a nation that refused to remain in the shadows, embracing both opportunity and responsibility to reshape not only its destiny, but the contours of the world itself. For students of history, economics, and strategy, this 25-year period offers insights into how vision, discipline, and ambition converge to create transformative outcomes. For the casual observer, it is simply awe-inspiring, a story of a nation that woke, acted, and achieved on a scale that few could have imagined. In conclusion, China's journey over these 25 years is a testament to the power of collective ambition, strategic planning, and relentless execution. It reflects the transformation of a nation that moved from the periphery to the center of global influence, shaping economies, technologies, societies, and geopolitics. The lessons of this period are clear: strategic vision, coupled with disciplined implementation and social cohesion, can produce results that redefine the world. The rise of China is, therefore, both a historical achievement and a continuing narrative, one that will shape the decades to come and stand as a benchmark for what human ambition, organized and relentless, can accomplish. And as the story of this remarkable rise unfolds, one thing remains certain. The world now moves with China at its heart, and the legacy of these 25 years will echo far into the future, a reminder of how determination, vision, and unity can transform not only a nation but the global order itself. If you found this story compelling and want to witness more accounts of history, transformation, and ambition shaping the modern world, make sure to subscribe for more stories that redefine the way we see the world.